Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestler. Nah, screwed up the intro. I always screw it up.
Way to,
Welcome to the
way to fuck.
Wrestling. Huh?
Way to
Um.
go. Way to fuck.
Welcome.
Oh, Owen.
Yeah, I screw it up every week, but whatever. Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode 6. I am the Bird Guy, and I'm not even sure you know what your nickname is because you've only been on the show once. So,
I still don't.
um, it's Hollywood Tut. Obviously, you know I didn't pick these.
Hollywood Tut?
Yeah, obviously, you know I
All
didn't
right.
pick these.
All right.
Obviously, you know I didn't pick these nicknames out. So yeah, and I always forget to mention it every week, but I am the Wrestling Rundown champion, and this week my opponent actually bothered to show up. Obviously, he was too afraid to show up last week because he was afraid. He knew for a fact that he was going to lose his rematch, so he waited.
Well, I didn't lose my rematch. I actually went perfect on the show.
So did I.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're having the rematch. And it ended like both championship matches in draws.
Yes. Um. So
Okay,
here,
go on.
so believe it or not, actually, we'll do something. I know you didn't see it because there's a certain someone that made me have to change the network password that we don't talk about on this show. Um, but what were your general thoughts on the girl? I don't know if you referred if you knew that that's what we call it for short, the girl.
So the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
So I thought it was the same thing as like the New York City pay per view, or basically a glorified house show,
yeah,
which
I
is
agree
really
with
what it
that.
is. It was a glorified house show. I mean, the wrestling was nice for the most part, but and Braun won a title, I guess. There's something.
Yeah, that's what
Your
because
biggest highlight is Titus O'Neil falling again. That's the biggest highlight to come out of the show.
that was awesome.
It was. It was amazing.
Um, the
Uh,
question I have for you is, do you think he's the greatest Royal Rumble competitor in WWE history?
well, in order to make a daring escape, you need to be actually in the ring to make the daring escape.
Ah, I see.
What I would have done is that I would have, if I was Titus, if I slid under the ring, I would have crawled all the way over to the other side of the ring and come out that way.
Yeah, that wasn't best plan. That was not best planning for Titus O'Neil.
It wasn't planned.
He should have thought on the fly.
Yep, that's what I would have done. I would have just learned like a champ, or I would have been eliminated almost immediately. So and then I get it and I get eliminated almost immediately.
Yeah. Um. And yeah. Michael Cole and Corey Graves. I've never seen them laugh anyhow to in my
And
life.
actually laugh, and
Yeah.
actually laugh as well. That's a big one.
Yep.
All right, let's get the show on the road. What are we talking about today?
So first, we're gonna start off. We're gonna talk about Raw, SmackDown, and then give our predictions for. Because believe it or not, WWE decides that we can't have lives outside of WWE or wrestling. They forget we have other things going on. They decide to throw another pay per view at us called Backlash. Um,
Yep, Backlash, the first ever dual branded non Big Four pay per view in like 3 years.
yeah, that's not like a big four, one of the big four.
Yeah, no. Ironically, you know what the weird thing is? During the first brand split, I don't know, just there's just a random fact in your head. The first ever branded, like, where all three brands at the time represented was Backlash.
So it's like Backlash that breaks the mold then for both times.
In two, yeah, in 2007 Backlash after Mania 23, they decided to do tri-branded pay-per-views instead of doing individuals brand pay-per-views. Uh, the last one I think was No Way Out for SmackDown. I think that was the last solo brand exclusive pay-per-views, brand exclusive pay-per-views. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, it was. But I remember that that still had like people from Raw and like ECW because
Yeah,
ECW was
bro. Yeah, Lashley faced against Kennedy, and the main event was Taker and Batista against Shawn and Cena.
You almost just lost $100. I don't know if we still do that joke, but
No, no, I think that's an aftershock corner joke.
damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
But then a question I have for you. I know this is a little off topic, but do you see the point of a brand split if both pay-per-views are double branded anyways? Or
Do I see a point of a brand split? If they're just gonna do dual branded pay per views anyway.
yeah,
Um, I mean, they did it for a few years, and I thought it was fine. For the first brand split.
yeah, true.
But the ultimate goal should be having exclusively, like brand exclusive pay per views.
Yeah,
That should be the goal.
because when I asked Chris, he said that it gives opportunities for guys that wouldn't normally get opportunities, like Zack Ryder, Ty Dillinger, and Dolph Ziggler. To which I responded, "What opportunities do they get now?"
They don't get any opportunities anyway without the dual branded pay per views. Without
Exactly.
without without a brand exclusive pay per views anyway.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyhow, let's get to Raw this week, um, which happened on Raw on April 30th, 2018. We had the commentary team of Corey Graves, Michael Cohen, Jonathan Coachman. Jonathan Coachman was back this week. I know you haven't been watching, but he was off of commentary last week. Um,
Us to the
um,
delight of everybody.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. If it's Booker T, Jonathan Coachman, you don't really notice a difference.
They both suck.
Yeah, I think Booker T probably sucks slightly worse, but I really didn't. I think because he had been off for so long last week that you really didn't notice a difference.
No.
All right.
Hey, Owen, I'll be right back. Right?
Yeah, sure. So Raw started off with Roman Reigns, and he comes out and he cuts a promo, and he talks about the controversial finish to the steel cage match. And he says he's not going to make any excuses. To which then he goes on to make excuses because he talks about how he's the real WWE Universal Champion. The referee made a mistake, but that's okay. So then he says that when Brock Lesnar comes back, because he's got to sit at home for a few months because he has that luxury, he will get another WWE Universal Championship match. So what a great babyface right there. Says he's not going to make excuses, goes on to lie to us and makes excuses. And then he gets interrupted by Jinder Mahal, and Jinder Mahal talks about how that's typical Roman Reigns. Always makes excuses. Actually, no, that's not what happens first. I jumped the gun. Then Roman Reigns proceeds to go on to talk about Samoa Joe since he's facing him at Backlash, and Roman Reigns says that he's going to beat Samoa Joe at Backlash. Samoa Joe pops up on the screen in one of those little selfie promos and says that he's going to choke out Roman Reigns at Backlash. And then Jinder Mahal comes out and says that now that Roman Reigns is done making excuses, you don't see me doing that after I lost my U.S. title match last night. He says that he wants to wrestle Roman Reigns. And then who comes out? None other than Sami Zayn, who got a huge ovation because they were in Montreal. And he's not from exactly Montreal. I think they said he's from like 15. He's from 15 minutes
away. Yeah, he's from Quebec.
Yes,
he's from the Quebec. He's from the province of Quebec. And
same with Kevin Owens. First part about what I talked about, but you pretty much know what Roman Reigns said in the beginning of the show, right?
Let me guess. He said, "I'm Roman Reigns, and I'm gonna beat Brock Lesnar eventually.
Yeah,
just not now because, yeah."
He's got to sit at home.
It's the same promo that he's cut for basically a couple months. That he's gonna be the one to beat Brock. Everybody boos. And then
Then he went on to talk about Joe though, because he's facing him at Backlash. The only thing that The only thing that you missed was he said he wasn't going to make any excuses about what happened. Then he proceeded to go on to make excuses. So, yeah.
So is he just a? I don't. I don't get it. I honest to God do not understand why this guy. Like, why do they give him such horrible stuff to say and just they threw him up at Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and have him face off against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and well, gender they all hate anyway. But I'm just saying, like, the two of the most popular guys in America, let alone in their home province of Quebec.
Yeah, I don't really know. That would really
It was literally set up to fail.
exactly. So you pretty much just said everything that happened in like the first segment. Pretty much everyone wanted to fight Roman Reigns. That was from Canada because I know a lot of people know that Jinder's from Canada because
He's from Calgary. He's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah,
the same place that gave us the Hart family. Lance Storm gives us this guy.
Yep.
Gives us Jinder Mahal.
Exactly.
Isn't it sad that he is one of only two guys from Calgary to ever win the WWE title?
Who?
It's him and Bret.
Yeah, that is.
Jinder Mahal and Bret Hart are the only two guys from Calgary to win the WWE title, to my knowledge, because Owen never won it. I know that. I know Owen never won it, and none of the other Harts won it.
Yeah, to my knowledge.
And then you got, and then you have Lance Storm, who I believe is also from Calgary.
Yeah, he never won it.
He didn't win it either. That's a sad state of affairs.
That is sad.
But that's beside the point. So the main event. So I believe the main event was set up. It was going to be Jinder Mahal with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Roman Reigns and I don't know, a tag team, a babyface tag team.
Yeah, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. And I do want to point this out. Roman Reigns is hated so much they were both booed when they came out to save him.
Isn't that amazing?
Braun not as much, but he got some boos.
Well, I think that people are just more interested in Sami versus Sami and Kevin, better than the baby faces.
Yeah, that might have been it because I don't think it really would have mattered who came out to save. If it probably wasn't Sami and Kevin out there, maybe they wouldn't have booed Braun as much for coming out there to save him. So,
yeah, no, I don't think so.
But overall, this segment I would give it up. It was an entertaining segment. However, what I am going to give it down is Roman Reigns' promo. Just because
he's still not good.
Yeah, and I'm also going to give it. Also, what deserves an up throughout the whole show was this crowd. Great crowd. So I'm going to give them an up.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, some people may not like lively crowds that, sometimes take over the shows. Sometimes they're annoying, but I'm into it. They pay for their own ticket. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. It's not like they hijacked the show at all either. They were just enjoying the show.
Yeah, they were chanting "We" all night.
Yep. All right, but that was the opening. That was the opening segment.
Yep.
Then we had the next segment. It was Elias versus Robert, Bobby Roode, totally awesome, Mark Roode. Obviously, as you know, I told Chris I would call him that. I would call him that every video. I'm not gonna say the whole match though, because we'll be here all day. So I'm just gonna call him Bob Roode from this point. But every time he has a match or segment, obviously we know where we got Bob Roode from, but yeah, this match,
super fan. He's a super fan.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, before the match, obviously Elias performs his concert, which obviously everybody always gets over with everybody. And we had the match. It was pretty much the same match from the previous week, except this week, Elias sends Bob Roode into the turnbuckle, Lonix first, and the referees sent out the trainers who take their time getting out there. I mean, I don't watch any sports, but if this was a real sport, shouldn't they have like the trainers like on hand, on site, in case some if this was a
They're
shoot?
normally like on the bench or on the sideline, and whenever they see a guy go down, they immediately run out there
Yeah.
like as fast as they can to make sure the guy's okay.
So shouldn't they have? So shouldn't WWE have like their trainers like? I know that they don't have to be like right
Probably
out.
by the timekeeper's area. That'd be my guess of where they would keep a doctor.
Yeah. Um, but so obviously that's like a little logic flaw right there. But so it's a good thing this wasn't a shoot. Um,
Nope.
but anyhow, um, the match was stopped due to referee stoppage, and Elias declared himself the winner. I actually liked the match, and I didn't really mind this finish too much because this gives more of a reason for them to feud. I will say this though, I know it's a broken record, but good God though, does Bob Roode need a heel turn?
Yeah, I mean, he's better as a heel. He's always been better as a heel, whether it was in TNA. And it's not that he can't pull the babyface; it's just the gimmick is definitely babyface.
Yeah, but he
Oh,
needs
sorry, heel. I meant to say definite heel. I misspoke.
yeah. So that's why he works so well in NXT for the longest time. Um,
Yeah.
but I like Elias though a lot though. He's definitely somebody that he's got to be like the best heel that they have. Well, probably like one of like the third best heel they got on Raw right now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's next?
Then we had the Authors of Pain versus Jean Paul and Francois. I believe you know what happened here. The Authors of Pain,
Jean
huh?
Paul Francois, my
Yeah,
French cousin.
They were from Canada, so they were the hometown guys, but they were local wrestlers pretty much.
They just came out and squashed him.
Yeah. Then afterwards,
All right.
AOP.
No complaints.
Yeah, this isn't up. It was exactly what it should have been. Afterwards, AOP cut a promo saying that they're going to destroy all the tag teams on Raw, which I think there's not really many teams for them to destroy on Raw, but they will.
Let's see here. How many teams are there to destroy on Raw? I think it's so we have the Woken Warriors. I don't care what they're called. That's what they are to me.
Breezango.
Brazongo. You got the Revival
and Beauty and the Man Beast, but they've already destroyed them.
I think that's it. Is that it? Is that all the tag teams on Raw?
Titus Worldwide and McIntyre and Ziggler because they're a team now.
Shit. That's right. All right. What's next?
Then we had Seth Rollins came on kind of promo, and the crowd was really into Seth Rollins on the show, so it took him a while to actually say his promo. He stood there and let the fans chant at him. It was awesome, actually. But he talks about how it's been a great month for him as to be a wrestler, and he talked about all the things he's been doing since WrestleMania. I'm not going to repeat them because you've watched WrestleMania and everything since then, so you don't really need to hear it. And then he says he's going to go on to beat The Miz at Backlash to retain his Intercontinental Championship. And he talks about how he wants to be a fighting champion. And then this brings out Prince Nevitt. And he wants a shot at Seth Rollins' Intercontinental Championship. And he wants to even up the score because they've had 4 matches and they've each won 2 matches. And Seth Rollins asked the crowd for to see if they want to see it or not. And the crowd cheers. And then Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas come out and offer for all of them to be the 4 horsemen, to which they obviously Rollins and Nevitt decline, and they get into a brawl where Rollins and Nevitt get the upper hand, and then Nevitt lays out Rollins, setting up the IC title match for later on in the show. I thought this was a good segment here. This definitely gets an up. And what I hope this is going is Prince Nevitt turning heel and feuding with Seth Rollins for the IC title because I think he needs to turn heel because his face run really isn't working on the main roster anymore. Thoughts?
On Raw, yeah. He's a smiling doofus.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, he was great as a heel in New Japan. In fact, he was their top heel before AJ got there.
Yeah, that I heard, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great heel. Because well, he's really talented. That's also another thing. The guy's really talented in ring, so he's able to work heel. He's able to work babyface. He's one of the at least he should, I should say. So it should work theoretically. We gotta see where they go with it though.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the segment itself,
Oh, it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
yeah. I'm not really sure what
Again,
they
I
did with
watched.
Axel and Dallas though, but I guess they're trying to just find something for him. But I really I'm not a fan of that part of. Um,
I do find it funny how they still come out to the Miz's music and they're still called the Miz Taraj, despite the fact there's no Miz,
yeah, that is very odd. Yeah,
and the fact
uh,
they turned on him anyway.
yeah, that's a logic. That's another logic flaw. Um, but then we get to the first down of the show. We had Sasha Banks versus Ruby Riott with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, and
Oh boy.
Um, Sasha Banks gets interviewed backstage before the match and is upset with. She talks about how she's upset. Oh, hold on, my door opened. Let me.
I'll continue talking. So basically, she comes out. I'm gonna win. Then, then shit went down. They had a match. The match sucked, and that's all I gotta say. I was waiting for Owen to get back. 'Cause I didn't
Okay,
watch Raw.
so what happened is she's upset that Bailey won't go out there and help fend off the rest of the Wyatt squad, and just let them take over Raw. And but Sasha Banks says she's gonna take him out herself, which doesn't happen. The Wyatt squad, no, sorry, Ruby Riott wins with the help of the Wyatt squad, and Bailey was just watching the match backstage. This Bailey Sasha Banks feud's all messed up, and it feels like they've slow burned it, but so much that like I don't care to see it now. And if the match happens, it's gonna have absolutely no heat. So this is a down, and the Wyatt squad also suck too. So this is a down, 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 down.
It is quite terrible.
Yes.
Because again, they did it in NXT. I think they did pretty much the exact same story in NXT, where they did a slow burn to build up Bailey versus Sasha Banks for the title,
Yes.
and it was done so much better. It was
Yeah,
like
it was.
it's not even close. It was done so much better, and this is just shit.
Well,
Like terrible shit.
but like they did the slow. They already had them to like fight backstage, and um, yeah, I don't know. It's just dumb. Um, they either need to do it or don't do it. So, um,
And
I
why is Bailey the heel still? I still don't get it.
yeah, I don't get it either. It's just the storyline's just really gone off the tracks. I don't even know if we ever got on the tracks actually, but
No, they missed. No, the train was never circulated. It was just it's a rudderless ship.
yeah. But yeah, I was down. Then we had the moment of bliss where Alexa Bliss talks about how much of a bully Nia Jax is, and this was actually pretty funny because the reason she said this time was because Nia Jax made fun of her size when they went to Disney World together, and she even asked if I was tall enough to ride all the rides, even the teacups and the teacups. So I couldn't help but laugh at this. So, and I like things that make me laugh, so I gave it an up.
That's always good. That's always nice.
Um, then we had Titus
Yeah,
O'Neil
nothing.
interview. This was his first interview that he cut since his botch at the greatest Royal Rumble event. And
Titus World Slide.
he
Yeah, it's
he made a bunch of jokes about it. Talked about how celebrities have had the same fall, and talked about how it could have happened to anybody. And then Baron Corbin came up and said that you're being talked about for a joke, and I'm out there trying to actually win matches and perform and make money, and it's a joke. And then he leaves. It's a bias down, but I'm giving it a down because Baron Corbin is associated with it.
So, first off, if they ever make a WWE theme park, one of the rides should definitely be Titus World Slide, and it'd be like the water ride.
Yes.
Wouldn't that just be, that I don't know why. I just think that would be like, great marketing ideas.
There needs to be
Anyway,
a T-shirt now.
yeah, let's see here. What else would I have? I would have the give me more time. Like by next week, I'll have like the entire format of a WWE theme park.
That will be that. Then you come on next week and you give us the entire format of the theme park. We'll make that a topic of the show next week.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make it a tease. So first off, I got to make it. I got to decide like what rides I need to make.
Yeah.
The Tire Sports Slide is definitely going to be one of them.
And you got to say like what the rides are and stuff, and
yeah. All right, okay. All right, back on topic. I thought that Baron Corbin is just a black hole of talent.
Yeah.
And his look sucks. His wrestling sucks. His mic work sucks. Can you name anything he does well?
I guess
or good.
The only things I can name he does well is the end of days with Finch.
Yep.
And his deep six, but it depends on who he does it to, though. So I can't really say that's even him that does it.
Yeah.
Because if he does it to
yeah. Okay, what's next?
But also back to Baron Corbin too. He's not only a black hole of talent, he's got to be the overrated talent, because I always hear people say he's like he's like a talent waiting. He's like a talent in the making. I don't see it.
Okay. I decided on another ride for the theme park.
Oh,
so it's gonna be their version of It's a Small World, but all of the animatronics are Hornswoggle.
Yes, that would be awesome.
And it's all the formations of Hornswoggle too. When he was a leprechaun, when he was Vince's son, when he was part of 3MB, and when he was the Raw GM.
That'd be awesome. Oh, and when he was Swoggle in TNA.
Yeah, and the annoying song they'll sing the entire time will be his theme song.
Which one? Because he had two.
The first one, the one with the Irish fiddles.
Oh yes, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
All right, then we had the next segment. It was the leader of worlds backstage, or the Woken Warriors, whatever you want to call them. And they've talked about how they're gonna now that they've completed their expedition, they're now going to delete all the tag teams on Raw. I mean, it probably wasn't the exact promo, but picture this promo just said differently by the Deleter of Worlds. But they also talked about too how they were there throughout the creation of World. So they showed like a lot of Photoshop pics of them where they were like that they were there when the man first walked the moon, when Christopher Columbus discovered America. It was awesome. I love this team. It's really invigorated Bray Wyatt's career, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like you just put Welcome Matt Hardy in anything, and it'll make it great.
Yeah. And what I want to see is an ultimate deletion match between them and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That would be very entertaining.
Yeah, I would also, have it longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Then we had the 6-man tag. It wasn't the main event. Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn with Sunil Singh ringside versus Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. A good 6-man tag. It's not every 6-man tag you haven't seen before, though. That's happened on Raw. The finish came when Braun Strowman pinned Kevin Owens with the running power slam, which didn't really get him.
I bet that made him popular.
Yeah, they didn't really make him too popular. So this match gets enough because I thought it was a good match. There was going to be 2 downs from this match. The first one is that it doesn't really seem like they have anything planned for Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, or Sami Zayn. And then next down is that it just seems like they're just jobbing out Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because they haven't had like a big win in a while. So that would be the next down.
Yeah, when was their last was it Night of Champions?
Um,
I think it was. I don't think they have a
last,
meaningful win this entire year.
they haven't, yeah, because they lost at the Rumble, they lost at Fastlane, they lost at Mania.
They lost at Mania.
And they needed Stephanie McMahon to get them their jobs back. So, they haven't won it.
Sad state of affairs.
Yeah. So they haven't really had a big win in a while. So, they need to get some sort of big win or something. So, but and it also feels like Bobby Lashley too needs to turn heel because his face run's not really going as well. He's not getting the good reactions. I don't know if it's
reaction. Like I wouldn't say that because he's only been on Raw for like what 3 weeks.
Yeah,
they have him exclusively in tag matches.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna yell at my TV yet to turn him heel until like maybe like give it a couple more months and then we'll decide from there. I still think it's a little bit.
A lot of people might not remember who he is because he's only been on TNA and he was on TNA doing like its last dying days. So a lot of people might not remember who he is. I'm not saying it is,
What's
but
next?
Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. This match was a joke. Even though that's No Way Jose's character, but this match was a joke. Titus, but until the finish, I guess. Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews, and Dana Brooke come out, and they tease like Titus O'Neil's going to trip again, but Apollo Crews stops him, but then he gets up on the apron, and he trips on the apron. This time it was planned, though, and he did all this to mess up with Baron Corbin, and this allowed No Way Jose to roll up Corbin for the win. I forgot to mention Corbin cut a promo before this, talking about how he's here to make money and win championships. The typical Baron Corbin promo he cuts every time he talks on the mic.
So it sucks.
Yeah. I know this match seemed like it was a down, but for me, I'm giving it a bias up because Baron Corbin looked like a fool here, so that gets a bias up. But
what's next?
But if you take away the bias, it's probably a down though.
Yeah. Is Titus and Baron Corbin to face at Backlash?
No, that has not been made a match yet.
Oh god, that's horrifying if this is the case.
Oh, it's gonna be a really bad match, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna suck.
I feel like they should do something else with Titus O'Neil to bounce off this botch. Not put him in a feud with Baron Corbin. That's the worst thing to do with him.
Yep.
Then we had the next match. It was the final women's match of the night. It was Mickie James with Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax with not Nia Jax. Natalya with Ronda Rousey. Standard Raw match. Ronda Rousey chases Alexa Bliss around the ring after she interferes, and then Natalya beats Mickie with a roll-up, and afterwards, I think Ronda killed Mickie again, but I don't remember. And then Nia Jax came out and tried to get a piece of Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss took off through the crowd because she can't really take any bumps right now. I don't know if you heard. I don't think your dog likes Nia Jax very much.
No.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard. Alexa Bliss can't really take any bumps because she just had
enhancements.
Yes.
Yep, I know.
And then that was it.
Nothing wrong with that.
This will get it up because I like that they're setting up a natty Ronda Rousey match. What's going to get it down is that Ronda Rousey has been on the show every week, and it takes away her special attraction feel that she's on the show every week.
Well, she's a full time competitor. She's not like Brock, where
Yeah.
he only appears part time and he only appears some of the time for 500 grand each time he shows up.
Um, but yeah, I do. A lot of people complain that Natalia's randomly a baby face, but I don't. I'm actually really not complaining about it because she's obviously
She
going to
was
turn heel
she I
again,
did she's gonna
and
turn heel. She's gonna turn on Ronda.
yeah, and also Natalia had been a heel for a while anyway, so I think she needed a change at least for a few months. So, um,
Yep.
then we had
She's been heel since she feuded with Nikki Bella, right? After like the Carmella stuff.
yeah, pretty much that's when she turned heel. Yeah, she's been heel for a while. But speaking of that, did you hear the speculation that that the breakup might be a woke?
Oh, Cena and Bella.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what the end game would be for a work, unless it's just going to be an angle on TV, like for their show.
Well, it wouldn't be the saying that the angle isn't going to be like on WWE TV. It'd be like on Total Bellas or Total Divas would be
Yeah,
where.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, is it like a play for? Is it like a play for that, or just to
Yeah,
drive up ratings? Because the ratings are not that great on those shows. But that's
because
my
it is
guess what
very
they're doing.
because if it is a work, I won't be surprised because it is very strange that they filmed the breakup. Um,
It's for yeah, it might be just for money.
yeah.
Who knows?
Um, but anyhow,
These TV execs are nuts.
um, then we had a promo, one of those cell phone promos by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Drew McIntyre, what he said
Oh, it sucks.
gets enough where he talks about how he's the best wrestler in the company. Dolph Ziggler, what he said gets it down because he said he's not here to steal the show. He's here to take the show, which is the exact same thing. So you get it down,
Why,
Dolph.
why not just say like, no, that's not even the line. The line is, I'm not here to steal the show. I am the show. That's the line.
Yeah, but
You
that's
screwed
not
it
what he
up.
said. He said, I'm not here to
No,
steal
he
the
said
show.
he is the show. That's
Yeah,
that's 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 the line. I'm sorry, but that is the line. That's what you have to say
yeah.
with that setup.
Um,
Ah, just that's infuriating. That's just like if I can write better stuff, then if I can just come up on the fly a better line. What the hell are these writers doing? I have no idea what they're
I
doing.
don't know. Um,
Jesus.
um, yeah, because I should have even blamed Dolph for it, but I blamed Dolph for saying that, not the writers, but whatever. Um,
Yeah.
then we had the main event. It was a Intercontinental Championship match. Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus Prince Nevitt. This was a really good match. I don't know if this is the best match they've ever had, but it's definitely a really good match. The best spot in the match, and the only new spot they've done since they faced each other was when Rollins did the superplex like he normally does, and instead of him hitting the Falcon Arrow, this time Nevitt hit the Falcon Arrow, which was awesome. And um, then eventually Seth Rollins won with the stomp, which I think made sense because it's him versus they wanted to do him versus Miz at Backlash, and he just won the title, so I thought that made sense for Seth Rollins to win. Um, but
Yep.
overall, that was Raw. I thought Raw was actually a good show. The best things on Raw really to check out would be the IC title match, the 6-man tag, the Roman promo, and the Elias stuff, and Seth Rollins' segment he had in between, and maybe the Ronda segment too. But still, I think what also made Raw was the crowd really made Raw this week too. The fact that the
Yeah.
crowd was so into it, it made it a fun show. Um, so I thought overall, I thought Raw was a good show. Um, obviously, I can't really ask your opinion on it because you didn't see it, but
Everything I hear, I think it's probably fine. I probably
yeah,
forget about it, but I thought it was a very nice Raw. Like from the stuff I've seen, it was nice.
yeah. And then we have SmackDown from May 1st, the first SmackDown of May. Probably
Ooh.
we had the commentary team of Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton. and Paige was backstage, and she added the stipulation that AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura's match is now going to be a no disqualification match, which makes sense after everything they've been doing to each other. So I guess that gets it up. It was a nice little update segment. Then we had Miz TV with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. I don't know. I don't know if you saw SmackDown or not, John. The Miz was wearing the strangest outfit. It's not the strangest outfit he ever wore, but he was wearing a really.
I did see. I did see it. He looked like the villain from the Karate Kid.
Yeah. Which I guess is maybe what the reference was supposed to be, because Karate Kid's coming back, like as like a YouTube Red TV shows, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So yeah.
Frank Zappa. That's who.
Yeah. And the Miz, everybody was chanted for Maurice because they were in Canada, and you had some people that were French in the crowd. So the Miz obviously being a heel by talking about how he brought her to LA, which was a great line by Miz. And the Miz says that Daniel Bryan's banned from Miz TV because he missed last week because he had been attacked by Big Cast, so that's why he couldn't show up. And he cuts a promo on Seth Rollins saying that he's going to take his Intercontinental Championship from him. And then he brings out Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. He first brings out Jeff Hardy, and he says he's not going to shake his hand because he didn't bring any hand sanitizer from when he high-fived the fans, which was awesome. And then he claims that he disrespected Randy Orton, to which brings out Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, I do got to say, is still as bland as he was last year. But I think it doesn't seem as noticeable this time because he's not at least in like unbearable feuds this time. So he's not having as bad of a year as he was last year because he's in better storylines at least. So that's good. But Randy Orton says he doesn't have any issues with Jeff Hardy because Miz was trying to stir the pot between them both. He just says all he wants is his title back, and that's it. And then Shelton Benjamin comes out and thinks he should get a title match because he beat Randy Orton last week, and then Randy Orton kicks him in the head, goes for the draping DDT. Miz tries to attack him from behind. Jeff Hardy beats up Miz. And you guessed it, John. I know you didn't guess it, but it turned into a tag match. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy versus The Miz and Shelton Benjamin. And Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy won when Randy Orton hit the RKO on Shelton Benjamin, and Jeff Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb on Benjamin. So it made sense for Benjamin to eat the fall because he doesn't have a match this Sunday. And then afterwards, Randy Orton hit the RKO on Jeff Hardy out of nowhere. Overall, I thought this was some pretty good stuff. What will get it down is that they went the predictable route and just turned it into a tag match because that's the typical WWE formula, and that's just a down. So, thoughts?
Should be interesting to see. It's going to be what? Was it Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, that's the only thing I forgot to say.
Yeah. All right. So that should be interesting to see. Other than that, I thought it was okay. Pretty good opening segment. Miz is a great mic worker, as we all know.
As we used to say in the Aftershock corner, Miz speaks truth.
Miz speaks truth. Yeah, he does. I find that most heels actually speak the truth as well. Like when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were talking about how they got screwed out of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
No, like they're right. I have no argument. That is actually what happened.
Yeah. Fastlane was the biggest proof of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, they're correct. They've been screwed over over 8 times, at least in a year.
They were the faces in that feud until Daniel Bryan was medically cleared to wrestle.
Yep, and then Daniel Bryan's is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
All right, what happened next?
then the Iconics, which is Peyton Royce and Bailey Kay, if you didn't know, got
Yep.
interviewed. Um, and they made fun of Renee Young. They tried to do a Canadian accent, but instead they did an Ohio accent, which was kind of funny, I guess. Um, and then they introduced Carmella, and this is built. There was built into a 6-woman tag match between Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Becky Lynch facing the Iconics and Carmella. So this segment was actually entertaining. And then Daniel Bryan was interviewed, and they explained that he wasn't medically cleared to be there because he had gone so long in the Greatest Royal Rumble match. I think it was just used as a storyline plot, but whatever. I don't really remember what he said in the interview, but I'll give it an up because Daniel Bryan was there. So, and then the Bar was backstage, and the New Day welcomes them to SmackDown. They go to give him a plate of pancakes, and the Bar thinks that they did something to him. So, but the New Day said that they would never tarnish the precious pancakes. I don't think they said precious pancakes, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did, knowing the New Day. And the Bar flip over the pancakes, and of course it pisses off the New Day, so they challenge him to a match. And Big E wants to take the challenge, but Sheamus instead wants to wrestle Xavier Woods because he looks at him as the weakest member of the New Day, which makes sense. And then that was it. This segment gets a down because the New Day annoyed me, so down.
Are you getting sick of the New Day?
I've been sick of them since after they lost the tag titles.
Which time?
The on Raw when they lost the to the Ball the first time.
All right.
But then I will say though, I didn't get as sick of them when they started feuding with the Usos. But then after the Usos feud died out is when I started to get sick of them again.
Yeah.
The New Day needs to break up. They're not gonna break them up because WWE likes to milk things way longer than they need to. That's how WWE works. So
well, they're making money. They're making money.
yeah.
I think the New Day is like I think they're the third highest merchandise sales. I think
Number one is still Rusev.
I think it's like Rusev, Brock, and then it's the New Day.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Brock shirts. I do.
Yeah. They got to change.
I'll take a look at it. Just continue talking. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah. But they do got to change something with the New Day though. They got to turn them back heel. They got to do something because this face gimmick isn't working at all. So, then Rusev and Aiden English were backstage, and Lana comes up implying that Rusev should get rid of Aiden English because he's dead weight. This is a down because I don't want to see Rusev and Aiden English break up as a tag team. I love them as a tag team. So, but the good news will be that Lana will be back with Rusev where she belongs, where she should have never left anyways. So that's a good thing. Then Big Cass comes out and he cuts a promo talking about how small Daniel Bryan is and how when he wrestles him at Backlash, he's not going out there to have a 5-star match. And that's exactly what he said, a 5-star match. He's going out there to destroy Daniel Bryan. And then he calls out Daniel Bryan, knowing Daniel Bryan isn't there. And then a little person comes out and Big Cass taunts him. And then we found out that it was a local indie wrestler from Canada. And Big Cass lets him get a standing ovation just so he could go to proceed to kick him in the head. This segment was bad, down. But Big Cass is very good on the mic, and I am interested in seeing Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan this Sunday. So that didn't really affect my. So yeah, was it exactly what you said? Were they?
No. Actually, the top three are Elias, calling for 3 up, are Elias, Seth Rollins, and Rusev.
Oh wow.
They're not
So
even
yeah.
in the top 10. I thought they would be higher. I thought they'd be in the top 10 in merch sales.
Who?
So the
Did you
other
know?
ones, if you want me to fill out the rest of the list, it was Ronda was 4, Usos were 5th, Reigns was 6th, another Seth Rollins t-shirt was 7, the Shield shirt, and I think there's one more. What was the other? What was the last one? Huh. Oh, Finn Balor, the Balor Club Forever stuff.
Yep. So then you
That
could
was
break up the New Day. It's not like the top 10 sales in merch,
exactly.
and you just have physical proof that they could break up the New Day. And if anyone tries to say that the top that they're making
Merch sales.
um so yeah, they should break up the New Day. But anyhow, that's besides the point. Um the next segment was Shinsuke Nakamura demands an apology from AJ Styles for screwing up the WWE Championship match at the Greatest Royal Rumble event. Because he's a heel, so that makes sense why he would want him to do that.
Yep.
AJ Styles refuses to apologize. He says that Shinsuke Nakamura should apologize for him for messing up their dream match at WrestleMania, messing up the match with Daniel Bryan, attacking his friend Carl Anderson, and for cheap shotting him the past month. And he calls out Nakamura. Instead, Samoa Joe comes out and he talks crap about Roman Reigns, talking about how he failed to beat Brock Lesnar again. And he's going to choke him out and send Roman Reigns continuing on his downward spiral. And then he says that whoever wins the WWE Championship match at Backlash, he wants the winner. And then Nakamura's music hits, but Nakamura comes out from behind and low blows AJ Styles, and then he hits the Kinshasa on him, holds up the WWE title, and that was the end of the segment. This segment gets two thumbs up. I thought Joe was great. I thought AJ was great, and I thought Nakamura was great. This was awesome.
My sentiments exactly. But one thing I want to point out, because I haven't been on the show to point this thing out, I really like how they made Nakamura's theme song now have lyrics.
Yeah, same. Even though it got me copyright notice, but still.
I'm fully aware they got your copyright notice, but because one of the things that Nakamura got over was his theme song, was the audience singing along. Now they can't sing along to the theme song because, well, there's lyrics.
And did you know the storyline reason is that's why he had he changed his theme so the audience couldn't sing along.
Yep.
So this Nakamura heel turns really work. Like he actually gets hated by people.
Yep.
I don't think he was
But
hated
hey,
as
he
much.
didn't speak English.
Yeah, I gotta feel bad for the guy for not being able to speak English. But
For God's sakes, he's in America. 90% of it you hear is English.
I know, so I don't know. But anyhow, I will say though, I think because it was in Canada, and obviously WWE likes to spin it that Canada is usually the country that cheers all the heels, so he did get some cheers here, but I think they didn't use it as an argument for Nakamura. They used it as an argument for why a certain somebody else was booed.
He's getting booed.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it's Bizarro Land, even though that's Toronto.
Yeah.
Bizarro Land's Toronto, not Montreal. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta get your cities right. Ready? In terms of the 5 really major cities in Canada, Montreal's where the screw job happened. Toronto's where is Bizarro Land, and no one cares about the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one. They don't go to Vancouver or Edmonton that often, or Winnipeg. They don't go to those cities that often. No.
Then we had Becky Lynch backstage. This segment gets it down. It was a scripted promo segment backstage with Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair talking about how they were going to beat the Iconics and Carmella. And then Asuka, because the Avengers is out, said Avengers Assemble. It was dumb down.
Yep.
Then we had the next match. It was Sheamus with Cesaro versus Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston and Big E. While the match was good, and Xavier Woods won with a roll-up, this match was just there. Really didn't serve much of a purpose, so this match gets it down. Thoughts? I mean,
it was terrible.
Yeah. Then Paige is backstage again, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come up, and they expect automatic SmackDown Women's Championship matches. Since Paige, her, and Sonya Deville used to be, I almost said PCB by accident, but that was a different faction. Since they were all in, I can't. Absolution, that's the name of the faction. It's already bad. I forgot the name of that faction, but Paige said that there's no favoritism, so she's given Mandy Rose a match with Becky Lynch because they had an altercation last week, and that Absolution is no more. Which obviously everybody knew that. They didn't need this segment to tell you, but I like this segment. It was a nice follow-up to Absolution being broken up and Paige being like the face authority figure, so this was an up. For me anyway, so that's an up. And then they did a promo, one of those selfie promos with Andrade Cien Almas and Selena Vega announcing that they're coming to Smack. Huh?
I'm booing the fact that the cell phone promo.
Oh, these ones are worse though. These are the cell phone promos that have the subtitles and the pictures and the logos and stuff. I hate these promos. So guess what? Even though this could have been a good promo, when they do the subtitles, they automatically get it down. So, that's one of my rules. So it could have been like the best promo of the year, but it still gets it down because it's the subtitle promos, and I hate those. I think the WWE thinks in movies people put the subtitles on, but that's not what happens. People leave the subtitles off when they want to watch the movies. They leave off the closed captioning. I don't know what their obsession is with the selfie promos. So anyhow, and then we had the main event. It was Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch versus Carmella and the Iconics. This match gets it up. It was a nice main event. The finish comes when Asuka makes, I think it was Peyton Royce tap out to the Asuka lock. And yeah, I think the finish should have come probably with Charlotte Flair getting the submission since she's the one that got the women's title match. But whatever. That was SmackDown. SmackDown was very average. It was very middle of the road. And at least I thought so anyways. I just thought it was a very average middle of the road show. So whatever. What about you? Any thoughts on the main event of SmackDown and then the show as a whole?
Thought it was fine. Nothing that special.
All right, and now on to our predictions for Backlash.
Woo!
Now I got my.
So Owen, you got to go first.
Now I got my first championship title defense because I didn't defend it at the Greatest Royal Rumble because it wouldn't have mattered the outcome. I wanted to have no controversy when if I did defeat you, which I'm probably going to regret that I did, but that's right. You get your rematch clause from when you lost at WrestleMania 34.
Okay.
And here's what's going to happen. If you win, I get my rematch at NXT TakeOver Chicago. And if you lose, you go to the back of the line and you don't get the title match again until after Chris and Steve have had theirs, which I don't know who's having those.
Okay.
Next.
A coin flip. So I'll read the matches. I'll read the matches. You can give your prediction, then I'll give mine. All right.
Yep, and you're smart. So you're smart not to. You're smart, unlike Steve, not to reveal your picks first.
Yeah. So let's start here. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley
Oh wait,
versus Kevin Owens and
we should start with the
what?
kickoff match first.
Bailey versus Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott.
Bailey.
Okay, that could be the tiebreaker
All
right
right,
there.
yep. All right, let's get started here. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, Owens and Zayn don't stand a chance.
Braun and Babo. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
Big Cass is winning. I don't either by Miz interference or he'll just win.
I think it's Cass. Reigns and Joe.
I want Joe, but I would be stunned if Joe won just because I think Roman Reigns is going to get his win back from losing at WrestleMania at the Go.
I think Joe wins with a gender interference.
That would be awesome.
Carmella and Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair is going to win via DQ. I don't see Carmella winning. I see the feud continuing, and that will be a way to continue the feud.
I got Carmella with interference from a babyface.
Becky Lynch?
Don't know which one yet. Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Jackson Bliss.
Jackson. I was going to pick Jackson
Sorry, but-
anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Jack. It doesn't matter. Orton and Hardy.
You were fine with throwing that one away, so.
Yeah. Orton Hardy.
Hardy retains. If Orton does win, it will be at a later show.
Yeah, I'm taking Jeff. Rollins and Miz.
Rollins, the IC title stays on Raw.
I'll take Rollins. AJ and Nakamura.
I'm gonna say they're gonna finally crown Nakamura champion. He's gonna finally win the belt.
I'm taking AJ so that you can set up AJ versus Joe. All right, we have like very different picks.
Yeah. So let's see. It comes down to the kick. So it doesn't. So I don't think the kickoff is gonna matter then because I think it comes down to Reigns and Joe.
The main event.
And
the main event.
Yeah, and the SmackDown Women's Title match. Because if Charlotte Flair wins by DQ, actually, but if Charlotte Flair just wins anyways, I still get the point.
Yeah. All right.
So
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. There's no because the rule is also too you can't if there's another match that gets added, it doesn't affect the predictions because
if there's no matches that are added from now until pay-per-view on Sunday, they will not count.
And also we have to say this rule because Steve Coakley didn't get the rule at WrestleMania. You can't change a pick once it's already been on recording because he tried that with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
You can't change the pick.
Yeah. Once you set it on camera, it's the picks you set on camera.
Yeah, once the picks are on camera, you cannot change your picks.
Yes. So hey, I like that we have different picks though because it makes for a better. See, I think this is a better title match we're gonna have than what would have happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble event.
Because we had all the same picks.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter.
So, so we could be facing each other again at NXT Takeover Chicago, and if I lose at Chicago, so we make it interesting.
You go in the back.
Yeah, I go in the back of the line. So we make it interesting that we can't challenge each other as long as you have the current title reign and I have the current title reign.
No, I think we'll just stick with the system we have now, where it just goes. You know, if you lose the rematch, we just go into in a cycle.
Yeah, you go to the back of the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's everything because I didn't really keep up with like any other wrestling news than just watching the shows because of me being sick because I had to play catch up with watching the shows this week. And I didn't
Yep.
see 205 live because I'm gonna be honest. I looked at the Backlash card, but I didn't see a cruiserweight match announced. I'm like, there's no reason for me to watch 205 live before this show. So yeah. Um.
Yep. If
But yeah.
I'm fully honest, the two major news stories for this week. One is that Jason Jordan is going to be returning soon, per source.
Okay. And that's gonna be
Like,
interesting because he because obviously he's gonna be brought back, and now that Chad Gable's on Raw, so it's gonna be interesting how they utilize.
probably going to do a feud with them or a feud with Rollins. I don't know. For the IC
Yeah.
belt, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And the other big one is that Chris Jericho is now back in New Japan.
Yeah. I did hear that. Yeah.
So that should be like
Do we know?
I want to see Jericho and Okada.
Yeah.
That'd be the match I want to see.
But I think it looks like they're doing Naito because they did a segment at New Year's.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah. I think Okada's gonna be safe for like a big, like maybe like a Wrestle like the
Now,
next.
I don't know. I wouldn't say Wrestle Kingdom, maybe Dominion. They might save it for that.
Well, I'm thinking they're doing Naito at Dominion. At Dominion.
That's right. They'll do Jericho eventually versus Okada, I think. Maybe.
That's the match they should have done first. I understand they wanted to do Omega first, but I think they should have done Okada first.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like while I still thought the match was very good between Jericho and Omega, it just seemed like all it did was set up the Bullet Club feud more than anything else.
Yep.
But then and then another big news is it looks like Kane or Glenn Jacobs is like
He won the election.
very well as mayor as Knoxville. From one, that is one news I did hear this week.
Yep. So that's pretty good. That's good for him.
Yep. And then yeah, and then actually there's one thing we can do. We can review the most not this week's NXT but last week's NXT. I'll give like an overview on it. They're going to continue the Gargano.
That's great. Continuing Gargano versus Ciampa, yeah, because Ciampa came out and attacked Gargano again.
Yep, he did the same attack that he did at NXT Takeover Chicago the first time, which was great. That was mainly like the big takeaway from that NXT, and also Adam Cole had his first televised North American Championship defense against Oney Lorcan in a very good match. And Roderick Strong explained he joined up with Undisputed Era because he wanted to fight the world with people on his side. Obviously, we know the real reason is because Fish is hurt, though. So
Bobby Fish is
yeah. So
on the shelf.
Yeah. They had and then they had Tino Sabatelli officially turn on Riddick Moss, and Heavy Machinery challenged the War Raiders, who I don't know if you know, a War Machine from New Japan, to a match. So that was interesting. And then Eric Young had his final match in NXT, beating Aleister Black because losing to Aleister Black for the NXT title because Eric Young took Gargano's place because he was supposed to face Aleister Black, but since Ciampa attacked him,
he couldn't compete.
Yeah, so that was like the big takeaway from NXT from last week. It was overall a good show. The highlight definitely was that they're continuing Ciampa versus Gargano, which I think makes sense since NXT Takeover Chicago's coming up very soon, and that's where they broke up. So, yeah, that was a good episode of NXT. But yeah, there's really nothing else really wrestling wise to go over. So is there any like I guess we'll done, is there any plugs you want to go over or anything?
No, I don't have anything. I don't have anything lined up yet.
And as
Pretty
for
soon,
me,
though.
huh?
Pretty soon, though.
All right, yeah, pretty soon. And obviously make sure you guys subscribe to the Owen the Talkinator and CM Brothers channel for videos on there. Click on the bell so that you'll get the notification every time. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and click on the bell. And you may see John again. Well, and you'll probably actually see him, not the Squirtle.
Nope.
Um,
My actual face.
yeah. You doing the live reactions at Backlash this Sunday. And then one thing I am
Perhaps.
happy about though, I guess this is some pretty big wrestling news, is after Backlash we won't have another WWE show for 5 weeks. So that's pretty big news right there.
That's big.
And another
Totally
pretty
fine with
big
that.
news, Backlash is only a 3-hour pay-per-view because we've had to deal with like 5-hour pay-per-view.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Like 10 hours. Holy shit.
So that's a
Ugh.
that's a big 2 thumbs up right there for WWE. Actually, no, wait. Backlash is 4 hours because of the kickoff, but I think I might be the only person in the world watching the kickoff. But look, we're gonna end this video off. I guess see you later.
Yep, see ya.